What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I am home today and I'm gonna be home for another, I don't even know how long, at least 3 weeks, probably longer. And that is because basically I'm gonna try to quickly talk about why I even want to talk about this before getting into how I feel about this topic. So, for those of you who don't know, my son and I, who is 14 months old, were in a car accident, and the reason being was because someone decided to drive under the influence. This woman who was, I'll give you just a brief description of how everything happened. I'll insert pictures here and there so you can see. This woman decided that in the middle of the day, at like around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, she was going to take an Ambien, who knows if it was just one, and get behind the wheel of her car. So basically what happened was, she is vehicle 1, vehicle 2 is a pickup, a black Ford pickup, and vehicle 3 was my car, this little Hyundai Accent. Vehicle 1, being the reason for all of this disaster, was oncoming into our lane. Our lane being vehicle 2, the truck, and my lane. This is a big truck, and I was driving this little sedan, so I can't see what's in front of this truck. It was raining all day, the roads are wet. The speed limit on the road we were on is 50 miles an hour. So, here comes this woman into our lane head on, and we were just going through this bridge, or tunnel, I mean, not a bridge, we were going through this tunnel. So we were exiting this tunnel where, at the exit of the tunnel, there's no shoulder, because it's just like the rock wall from the tunnel. Well, it was literally right outside of this tunnel where this woman was coming into our lane. So the truck swerved to try to miss her, ended up hitting her, the front driver's side of her car, where he hit his driver's side, obviously, that's where they would meet, and he came to a complete stop after hitting her because his whole axle on the front driver's side fell off. The tire was off the truck. So here I am at a normal, like, car length following distance behind this truck. I have nothing to do but to hit my brake, because if I would just swerve right, I'm hitting the stone wall, and that's the side that my son is on in the back seat. If I, God bless you, if I swerve left, I have the potential of spinning out and my son's side still getting hit by the woman's car. So only thing I could do was hit the brake and pray that my car would stop, which of course it did not. Like I said, the roads were wet and I was going the speed limit, which is around 50 miles, well, which is 50 miles an hour. I was going around that. The truck came to a dead stop. I slammed on my brake, and under the truck I went. So I just want to talk about how just mad I am at people who decide to drink or do drugs or just do something you're not supposed to do before getting behind the wheel of a car, and they do it anyway. You are not just putting yourself at risk. You are putting every single person in your area that you're deciding to drive around at risk. Parents, children, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. You are putting other people and their lives at risk. How dare you? How dare you? As an adult, like, okay, honestly, might sound a little bit hypocritical, because when I was a kid, and I mean like 18, 19 years old, did I drink and drive? Yes, I was the only one of my friends with a vehicle. We went to parties, we drank, I drove. If there's one thing in my life that I regret to this day, it is that. But I was a kid and I didn't know better and I was stupid. But as an adult, like, this woman was in her 50s. As an adult, you doing that is selfish. Keep your issues within your own life. Don't bring that shit out to the open world to affect other people. Don't get me wrong, I am beyond grateful. I suffered an injury. My ankle is fractured. My son was completely unharmed. I still thank God every single day, truthfully, honestly. Honest to God, I thank him every single day that my son was unharmed and that it was not worse for me. However, this has inconvenienced the life of me and my family and my son for, I don't even know how long. I can't properly take care of my son on one foot. I'm doing it, but I've hurt myself a couple times. It has mentally screwed me up because I feel like less of a mother, and I know I can't do as much for him because I have to crutch around and I can't chase after him. I can't sit and play with him. I can't do much of anything for him. I can't lift him up and put him into his crib, you know, if he falls asleep, because I can't walk. I am now without a vehicle, so I have no way to get to work, which I can't drive anyway because it was my driving foot that got injured. I now have to figure out everything that I have to figure out so that we still have an income on my end, that bills are still paid, that insurance is still covered, and I'm going to be dealing with this injury for the rest of my life. I just saw a foot doctor yesterday who told me I was very lucky, which I am. The bone that I fractured is my talus bone, it's called, and it's basically the bone that connects your foot to your ankle that helps you to use your ankle in the way it's supposed to be used, moving it. Normally, when somebody injures this bone, they need surgery right away to help the bone, you know, still keep its functioning. The way mine was injured is in a way where my body can heal itself. However, I am 100% going to need surgery eventually. It's just gonna depend on how it heals, when it heals, the way it's going to, whatever, but I'm going to need surgery. So that's the recovery time I have now, which is I don't even know how long. The doctor doesn't even know how long. We just have to play it by ear and see how it goes in these coming weeks, months, whatever. So that's gonna be more recovery time. And then she also told me that I am 99% likely to end up with arthritis in this ankle. So I'm dealing with this for the rest of my life because this woman decided she was going to take a prescription drug, which who even knows if it was actually prescribed to her or not, and get behind the wheel of a car. When if she was prescribed it, it says right on the bottle, do not take and then maneuver heavy machinery or get behind the wheel of a car. And what did she do? She took an Ambien in the middle of the day and she got behind the wheel of her car. And she could have killed somebody. And this has affected me physically, this has affected me mentally. This whole week I've just cried every single day because I can't do anything, because it's putting a lot of pressure on my husband to get everything done, because I can't do what I need to do for my son, because I can't make it to work, because I don't even have a car to go anywhere, because I can't drive anyway because my ankle is useless right now. And this is all because somebody made a stupid decision to drive under the influence. So basically, as you can tell by the tone of this video, right now I'm not sad. Not necessarily sad right now. But right now I am angry. I am pissed. I am frustrated with the fact that people can be so selfish. So this is just my PSA. Apparently I like to put a lot of those out. If you are going to be whatever you're doing drugs, drinking, and then even thinking about getting behind the wheel of a vehicle, let this be a message to you. Don't do it. It is such a selfish and stupid act. You are not invincible. I've seen it so many times before where people are like, oh, they drive better when they're drunk, or oh, they're fine. Nothing's ever happened. That doesn't mean nothing ever will. Not a single one of you watching this is invincible. You could be hurting somebody else. You could be killing somebody else. So the next time you drink or you do a drug and you think about getting behind the wheel of a car, here's your reminder. Don't.